Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are dealing with volume of prisms and cylinders. This is from Unit 2, Lesson 7. So, remember, when we find the area of things, that's just base times width, base times height, that kind of thing. With volume, we have three things we're dealing with. We're dealing with the length, the width, and the height, or the length and the width and the depth. It depends. But in order to do that, you find the area of the base of whatever your figure is, and then just multiply it by the height. So in this case, our base is an 11 by 9 rectangle. So how do I find the area of my base if it's 11 inches by 9 inches? Good, we're going to multiply 11 times 9, which equals 99 inches squared because it's the area of the base. Now we go one step farther because the volume is what we're filling it with. How much can this box hold? We multiply it by 3 because that's the height of our rectangular prism. Okay, so 99 times 3 is 297 inches cubed, because inches to the third power. And that's the volume. Not too bad, huh? Rectangular prisms are awesome for this. Now, this one you have to be really careful of. This is a triangular prism. Now, as you guys remember, with triangular prisms, they're named after their base. So what shape is the base of the prism? Good, it is this triangle. So since it's a triangle, I'm going to draw out my triangle. Okay, we know that this is 2 feet. We know that this is 12 feet. How do you find the area of a triangle? Good, base times height divided by 2. So 2 times 12 divided by 2 equals 24 divided by 2. So it's going to be 12 feet, I'm sorry. Yep, I was on this inch kick and we want to change it to feet. 12 feet squared, okay? Now, this is really important. I know it's hard to see, but this right here, this 18, is actually the height of our prism. Remember, our prisms actually stand on the faces usually, just so that you can see what shape the base is. If we put it down, you wouldn't be able to see what shape the base was. So it's laying on one of its faces, and since this is the base, this is actually our height. So 12 times 18 is 216 feet cubed. 216 feet cubed. And that is how much this triangular prism can hold, which I personally think is a lot. Okay? Now one of my favorite ones. Cylinder rhymes with bylinder. Okay, the base is a circle. How do you find the area of a base? You take it pi r squared, because that's how, the area of a base, and you just multiply by the height. And that they always give that to you. The only thing we'd really have to change is the radius. And these are also on your formula sheets. So I'll make sure you guys have that too. So let's try it with this one. So we have 13 as our radius. It's very nice of them. They gave us our radius. So remember, pi r squared gives us the area of our base. So 3.14, because that's what we were using for pi, times 13 squared. So we want to do the 13 squared first, because order of operations tells us we have to do exponents. So 3.14 times 169, okay, times 3.14 gives us 530.66 millimeters squared. Now this is the area of our base. Since we're finding volume, I have to multiply it by the height. And what is the height of our cylinder? Good, it is 16 millimeters. So we're going to multiply this times 16. And then we get, wow, that's a really big number. 8,490.6, because I rounded to the nearest tenth, millimeters cubed. If you're rounding, do not round until you get to your final answer. Because if it says round to the nearest hundredth or round to the nearest tenth, you don't do that until we get to the final answer. Okay? So remember, find the area of the base, then multiply it by the height.